Welcome to another episode of Fintech Rewired. Today we are delighted to be joined by Sophia Shluger. Sophia, welcome.
Thank you.
So you've had a fantastic career, very varied across financial services in general, and most recently within crypto. Can you talk to me about some of the common threads between the roles that you've had, and perhaps what attracted you to them?
Yeah, absolutely. So thanks again for having me. And yes, as you mentioned, I have had a very varied career within TradFi in terms of working in different asset classes. So I've worked both across FX sales. I helped build out an institutional equity sales business at Goldman Sachs. And I've also worked in private debt direct lending as well as in equity derivatives trading. So I would say in terms of my experience and the parallels is I've worked mostly in an institutional business development and sales role, focused really on investment advisory and helping clients, mostly institutional clients, come up to speed on opportunities in different asset classes. So I think one of the parallels I would say is having worked covering Latin America and emerging markets, there's obviously a lot of volatility, and there's a parallel there between that and obviously crypto with the fact that liquidity is still growing and that's going to take some time. Generally speaking, there's a lot of parallels, whether it is the ability to hedge risk, whether it's ability to use leverage, whether it's working with perpetual swaps or derivatives or futures. So all of those same hedging, leverage, all those different tools that we have in traditional finance are being replicated in this new digital asset space. And I think what's really exciting is that thematically, digitization is one of the most important themes of our life. And so what we're really seeing is the natural evolution and progression from the existing financial services industry and infrastructure migrating into a more digitized form for the future, which means more efficient processing, better settlement, and more ease in terms of transmitting value. And I think that's what's really exciting about the space. And it's great to leverage my experience from TradFi into the new space because there are so many parallels. And I think it speaks a lot about the fact that many participants in the market have come from that somewhat similar background because they're able to replicate and improve upon the tools that we have in the existing TradFi market.
So it's about taking those more traditional functions within finance and making them better, preparing them for the digital world, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think DLT, distributed ledger technology and blockchain, obviously with its unique qualities, which should not be underestimated. The fact that it's open source, it's immutable, it's transparent, it's permissionless, it's trustless, it's censor resistant. All of that is incredibly powerful. One way in which an industry colleague characterized it is that for the first time in history, we've been able to achieve trust at practically zero cost, which is incredibly powerful, especially since if you think the amount of roles and GDP that goes into trust-based professions and services is very large. And now we can leverage technology to effectively transmit value in a much more efficient way is incredibly revolutionary and powerful. And I think that's why you see so many players who come from the more TradFi incumbent backgrounds coming into this space because they recognize the endless possibilities we have to not only transmit value more efficiently, but also to help improve on societal issues of our time, including financial inclusion.
Fantastic. And are we looking at completely replacing the traditional finance world, or is that are we a long way from that?
If you just look at the evolution of value over time, how we've moved from, what is money and what are its qualities. So we've gone from like shells and rocks to, obviously checks and paper fiat money to, credit and debit cards and now, crypto and CBDCs. I think we will see a world in which obviously the existing fiat system, is there alongside digital. However, I think we will continue to improve upon our existing system and infrastructure because that is a natural progression of progress. And I think, Bitcoin is beyond proof of concept at this point in time, irrespective of the fact that the market has shrunk considerably. But I think the amount of investment and sophisticated players that are coming in and want to play a part in growing this market speaks a lot to the amount of opportunities that we will see in the future. Oh no! Gutter ball!
It's a practice ball. Gonna get your aim in.
Super rusty.
You're making me nervous now. There we go.
Much better. Oh, so close.
There we go. So what do you say, the trailing leg?
Trailing leg is definitely in the right position. Wow, look at that form. Good job.
I've split the two pins. It's gonna go straight through the middle of them.
Oh, well done. Good job. All right, I'll just be glad if I hit something.
There we go.
Ooh,
It's gonna come round. There
Yes!
we go, we're on the board.
Okay. Look at that, look at that!
Well done.
Amazing.
It's like the crypto market.
I know, right? Wow. You have very good form.
It's the long levers.
Yeah.
No, that's gone way off.
Still, you're doing much better than I am.
Come
Darn
on.
it!
Well, I'm lucky.
Damn.
There we go, that's the right.
Better. All right, at least I hit
Yeah,
some.
last one of this round.
Yes. Good luck.
Thank you very much. Oh no.
Oh wow, look at that. Well done. Good job.
So if you look at the crypto market at the minute, we see a lot of volatility. It's been quite a tough 12 months, I'd say. What part do institutional investors have to play in terms of trying to stabilize the market?
We've seen the retail market really drive the growth in crypto historically, and I think as that will continue in terms of adoption, as long as education and understanding improves. Institutional players are coming in en masse. Everyone is building and figuring out ways in which they can participate in the market. And you've got the news of BlackRock, partnering up with regulated crypto entities. I think we're going to see them come to the market and be a really important source of liquidity, because obviously we've seen liquidity compress significantly in this recent market downturn. But generally speaking, the institutional interest is there. There was a Fidelity survey that suggested that something like over 2/3 of institutional players are interested in crypto, perhaps have more synthetic exposure or just focus on BTC for exposure, but there is interest in understanding DeFi and altcoins and participating in a more sophisticated manner. And I think something around 20% of global hedge funds as well have some exposure. So I think as we continue to invest in capabilities, as the market uses this current market downturn to build on the infrastructure side, we're going to solve a lot of problems as it relates to speed, scalability, and security. And we're going to have more and more participants come in, particularly if the regulatory framework is supportive. So they play a huge and important role, and they will continue to do so. And I'm really looking forward to see how that evolves.
And from the regulatory landscape, what are you seeing and what is encouraging to you when you see governments making statements, you see politicians becoming more interested within the space? How do you think that's going to help shape the industry?
Yeah, I think it's imperative, and I think what's interesting is that the world is very fragmented in terms of regulatory outlook. There are some parts of the world where regulators are taking a very hardline approach, and there are other parts of the world where there's a lot of support, at least in theory. And the UK, for example, the Treasury's come out and said they want to make the UK a crypto hub. It seems like we've got incoming, politician representative who is supportive of the market. Again, we'll have to see how that plays out. We really need more details. But for example, all of the central banks around the world that are actively exploring CBDCs, as they recognize that there's a lot of efficiency in terms of settling and transmitting payments, I think that's all very supportive. So I think we have to continue to just stay close to the data and see what it says. But it's imperative that we get more clarity, because then a lot of the players and market makers and liquidity providers in the market can also know best practices and know how to best service their clients.
And at OpenPay, we often talk about the fiat, as you mentioned previously, the fiat world and the crypto world being bridged. Do you think we'll reach a point in the end where rather than the bridge, it's more embedded within the two?
If you think about payments, it's really the connective tissue connecting the crypto and digital assets world to the TradFi and financial services world. And I think you can look at the data. I think in 2020, Bitcoin transaction volume exceeded PayPal transaction volume. I mean, the interest and the activity is there. So I would imagine that increasingly we will see sort of a migration and a coming to convergence really of the two, because it's essential to have that payments rails and infrastructure available in a secure manner for people to come in and out of the market.
Nice, it's
Damn! Keep going to the left. I think I need to take lessons. All right. I keep doing that.
Unlucky.
No, it's bad form is what it is. This is my worst bowling ever. All right, look at that. Good job.
Not too bad. Not too bad, all right.
Well, good showing anyway. Right. Oh my God, still! Nope. Sorry, guys.
So I'm a bad teacher. No, too far to the right.
No, you got one.
Will do. Getting there.
Wow, well done. Yes! Good job. What I'll do is face that way a little bit.
There we go.
That's better. That's it. That's
it's like
it.
You curved it.
I know. Woo! Yes.
Okay. Nearly.
Two more. Yeah, I have no idea.
Okay, you got this. You got it.
Ah, too much excitement.
Pretty good score though.
Well, yeah. Hey.
Take it.
I'm getting there.
One of us has to get a strike.
I know. I think it's going to be you.
No.
Wow. Yes.
It's looking good.
Yeah, well done. That's
take
pretty
it.
good. All right.
Okay, cool. So in terms of yourself and your career, what attracted you to move over to the crypto world?
My story, was very serendipitous. A former client of mine at a hedge fund referred me into my role, and I learned more about what we were trying to achieve in terms of our mission to further digitization of value and to basically enable frictionless markets, and I thought that was really extraordinary. So my journey into crypto was a very steep learning curve. It continues to be, and that's one of the greatest things about the market is that we are learning by doing and trailblazing, really. So for me, I just think about all of the positive impact that the market can have on society, whether it be financial inclusion with people who are utilizing digital assets on a daily basis because they live in countries where their institutions are not trustworthy or are not responsible with the monetary policy. Thinking through the ability to have that impact and be a force for change for everyone is, to me, very humbling. And so I leapt at the opportunity to be part of it, and I'm continually excited and surprised at the ways in which, through education, through knowledge sharing, through opportunities like this to share insights, we can help, further the market and the opportunities for everyone. And that's what's really exciting about it, is that digital assets is for everyone by design.
Do you think this trend in terms of the migration over from TradFi to crypto is going to continue grow snowball over the next 2 to 5 years?
I think so, absolutely, because you're going to see pockets of it permeate, treasury management, trade finance, if I'm not mistaken, the improvement in settlement within trade finance, it'll be something like $10 billion worth of efficiency improvements by 2030. So there's a lot of data that points to the remarkable ability of DLT and blockchain and crypto to improve existing processes and basically cut out non-value-added intermediaries. And that's really the promise of it. I mean, just look at DeFi. TVL is, around 58 billion, shy of what it was, a couple months ago. But you're talking about a vibrant marketplace where people without credit are actually able to borrow and lend. That's extraordinary. And I really am excited to see that continue to grow.
Right. And what would your advice be to the crypto businesses out there that have been able to weather the crypto winter and they've been kind of building over the last 12 months? What would be your outlook for the future?
Yeah, what I would say is continue to collaborate, build upon each other's successes and learning and knowledge. This is a really unique opportunity right now to build when hopefully the macroeconomic environment returns. We have that catalyst for outperformance again. It'll be great to have everyone positioned and ready to, again, further, the impact that the industry wants to have, to bring along a lot of new participants who don't have the education and knowledge to really help them up that learning curve. And so I guess my advice would be continue to collaborate, ask questions, don't be afraid of failing because you learn your best mistakes from that. And I would say, we need to also further diversity and inclusion in the market. So let's keep an eye out on diverse experiences and opinions and insights so that we can continue to build an industry that is really a positive reflection of society as a whole.
Amazing. Thank you very much, Sophia.
Thank you. All right. Oh, go that way!
Come round.
Come on, yes! All right,
Oh, there we go.
I hit something.
Pretty good. You got it.
All right.
Nice, that's gonna come round. We'll take it, we'll take it.
Oh, so close!
Just one.
Oh my God, it's teetering.
Nearly went.
Ooh, close, so close. Ah! Oh, so
Was that a
close.
backhand that you went for?
Yeah. Yes.
Looking good.
Come on, come on.
You'll take a shot.
All right.
Take it, we'll take it.
This
This is nearly the end, right?
Yeah.
No,
Oh dear.
not happening.
Nice
Still
one.
going over it.
Never know.
We'll take it, we'll take it.
Good job, good job. Oh, darn it.
Lucky. It's all riding on the last
No,
one.
no, it's all good, it's all good. At least this isn't my day job.
Exactly.
Ah,
Lucky,
no,
unlucky.
no.
Gotta finish on a high, right?
Do it for the both of us. Wow.
Hey! What a way to end it.
Good job.
Sophia, brilliant, great
Yes,
game.
it was awesome.
Thanks
you.
a lot for coming in today.
Absolutely. I need to go and practice bowling, so definitely got to do this again soon.
See you next time.
Cool. Sounds great.
Cheers.
Take care.